Alright guys, so below me, out of camera, I have the Kommando Store Smersh rig in front of me. And I've had it for about 2 months, but I wanted to wait to give my first impressions or initial impressions until I got to work with it and kind of see if I liked it or not. My original plan was to make this video a long time ago, but as a lot of you know who shop with Kommando Store, who followed the Smersh rig updates, it kept getting delayed. I don't blame them for that, but I waited almost about 13 months or so, somewhere in there, from ordering this in the pre-order to it actually getting delivered to my address. And like I've said, I've had it for about maybe 2 months. My opinion to start off with is I like it, but I don't like it. And you can probably leave from there and go, but I'm gonna try and show some of the features with the Smersh rig and go into why I don't like it. So if you stick around, you'll probably learn something. First off, this is how I have it configured right now. I have the butt pack off because that is one of my complaints, is the butt pack. I have tried it where it rides on the waist here, and I've tried it in backpack mode, as some of us like to joke around. I'm not a big fan of either way. I don't like the design of the butt pack, and it's not Kommando Store's fault. It is the designer of the Smersh rig. So my biggest complaint with it is how it attaches to the belt. And these right here, it will dangle and hang off like that, especially when you have stuff in it and it bounces and jostles around. And I don't like it. People, I've done some research, and people will use the D-rings and do all this stuff, and the way I had it rigged up, it just it never solved the issue to where I wanted it. So that is my number one big complaint, is this needs to be updated in some way and change how it connects to the belt. The butt pack itself is fairly decent. You can fit quite a bit of stuff in here. I was able to fit, let's see here, both of these MREs plus this water filter I have in this bag, and a few other miscellaneous items, along with this Czech VZ smock, all in there without using it to its full capacity. It still had some room left. So it does have a decent amount of room. You just have to work with it. If it being floppy doesn't bug you, then it's great, but it bugs me. The next thing is the magazine pouches, which are well built. Everything on this rig is fairly well built construction-wise, but design-wise, there are flaws. And I'm going to get into this first part here, are these grenade pouches, which are initially designed for grenades. That's not what I was going to use them for. So what I was using them for were these 10-round AKM magazines. Now you can fit one and close the flap if you struggle with it a little bit. It will hold one. But there's enough room in this pouch. You can fit two. It's just annoying to try and fit two in there, but it will fit. You just have to kind of work with it. Almost. Yeah, there you go. So it will fit two. It is kind of snug, obviously, but this lid will not go over it the way it's designed. This itself, the flap is smaller than the pouch capacity, if that makes sense. And I don't know, it's just annoying. Even for the one mag, it still doesn't want to close, and I don't, again, not Kommando Store's fault. They didn't design the rig, Smersh did, whoever, and they just copied it. They did a clone copy, and so it's not necessarily I'm not going to fault them for that. But it kind of annoys me. It had potential to hold 2. Again, if they updated it, you could fit 2, and that would make it kind of a cool rig, because I like to run 10-round magazines from time to time. Getting into the main pouch, it has a similar issue. So normally these have a divider in the middle. I have it just stuck to the side because I've been running 3 mags. So you can fit 3 AKM mags in here fairly easy, like so. And it's comfortable to run it this way, and the flap closes nicely. My complaint with this is there's slack on the top here, and so when you're running, they bounce a lot, and you have to really tighten down the elastic for it to not flop. Well, if you're running 3 mags and you're trying to re-index one, the tightness of the bungee just makes it more difficult. I personally don't like it. Some might like it, some might not have a complaint. I don't like it. And getting to that, these are 7.62 mags. They're slightly larger than your 5.45 magazine. And these have an even worse flop to them. So they fit in there nicely, and the lid will close. But even with the elastic, they jostle around a lot, and I personally don't like that. And it's an annoyance for me. Sorry about that. I went to go grab these 5.45 magazines. So even, or not 5.45, 5.56 magazines, I only have the 2. But when they're in here, you know, they are almost swallowed up by the pouch compared to a 7.62 mag. You can see the difference between, and with the flap being closed, if you were to have 3 of these magazines, you have, you know, all this extra space up here that the magazine will bounce in, and it just, to me, is annoying. So, but that's for your 3 typical AK magazines. So, if you want to get this rig and you're running 7.62, it will probably be fine. If you're using other calibers, you might struggle with it. I don't have any non-AK magazines to show you what fits and doesn't fit. I assume larger magazines, maybe 1 or 2, would fit in here okay, but I'm not going to say yes or no to anything. My third complaint with this rig is this small medical pouch. The way it goes on the shoulder, to me, got in the way. It's meant to go right here, and for me, that was just, it flopped around and kind of was just annoying to have there. I like the pouch itself, the way it's designed, but these connection pieces are just super loose and floppy. If they were stitched down or smaller or something, it would probably work a lot better. That's why I run it on the back here, on the back of the shoulder. So that way when I take off the rig, I still have it. I can just put non-essential things in here that I can still easily access to, or a guy behind me can get to it if he needs it. This is supposed to be the personal IFAC pouch, and you can fit a few things in there, but, you know, and this is a small IFAC, it's obviously not going to fit in there. So if you have more medical supplies, this probably won't work unless you just wanted to keep 2 small tourniquets in there. A Cat T tourniquet will not fit in here, it's too long, and I've even tried some of the slimmer flat tourniquets, and they don't fit in here either unless you like roll them up and make them really small, but then you have the problem of trying to deploy them. Despite that, I like this pouch. It's got this large Velcro opening on it, which makes it really secure. It has this cool little spot right here. You can put pens, flashlights, whatever you want to fit in there, a chem stick. And there's a decent amount of space in there, but it also has this little spot in here. I got some earplugs in there I forgot to take out. But it's kind of like a it's a unique pouch. I do like it. It's just not utilized to its fullest capability. I feel like it could be redesigned and a lot better.
So I meant to film this while I was filming the rest of the video, but these U.S. Forestry canteens, as you see here, fit perfectly inside the Smersh rig, and I carry 2 on each side, along with the 3 30-round magazines on each side. I normally have one 10-round magazine in each of these grenade pouches here, and I haven't found a place for my IFAK yet. I've just been keeping it in the butt pack, which I know isn't the best place. But with my waist size, I wear a 36 size pants for reference. I have a hard time fitting all of this plus pouches or extra pouches like an IFAK or whatever on the waistband itself for me. There's another point of reference. If you have the same waist size as me, this rig might not fit you. It is definitely suited for bigger waisted men. If you're wanting to add additional pouches, I just forgot to mention that in the filming of the rest of the video.
Again, a quick note, if you're going to attach the butt pack, these are really crucial, whether you have it come along the straps, which hook in right here, it runs down, and then you hook it to the D-ring so you can put it into backpack mode, or you'll have to use these to stabilize it if you're using it as a butt pack. I like this as kind of a cool idea or design, but again, the butt pack, just the way it's designed, doesn't work well with all the other stuff in the rig. Like the harness itself and the belt itself is really cool. I like it, but the pouches with it could use an update, in my opinion. Everything about this rig that I like comes from the shoulder harness itself, and the pouches are really lacking in, I guess, quality. And speaking of quality, that comes to my other thing, and I'm sure I might be the only one, or there might be other complaints. This right here, instantly coming undone. This is one of the dividers for the magazine pouch. You kind of see how they work. They have Velcro and they stick to the inside. The plastic itself is kind of rigid enough to separate the magazines, and the magazine pouches do have more of this plastic on the inside to help give them shape, which is one thing I like. But I was kind of disappointed that this was already starting to come undone before I even got to use the rig. It came to me falling apart like this, and there was a few other spots where I saw stitching coming undone, or it felt like it was weak, or if I like put some force onto it, not a lot, it would start to fall apart, and I was disappointed by that. And I'm hoping maybe that's just only my rig, because I do like Kommando Store, and obviously they partnered with Artex, Artex, however you pronounce it, to make this rig. I think it's in here somewhere. Okay, so here, this rig is made in Pakistan, or at least this one is. It does tell you what is on there in the tag. Yeah, Arctis. Yeah, Arctis. Cool. So, all in all, I can't remember how much I paid for this rig because it was at a discount when I ordered it through the pre-order. Right now, I think it's around $300 or more, somewhere in there. I don't think it's less than $300 right now. For $300, do I think it's worth it? I want to say no. Not because I dislike Kommando Store, but I feel for $300 you can get something that is better, that doesn't have the issues that I perceive, if that makes sense. The things that I don't like about this rig really bug me, and it makes it really hard to want to use this rig. And finding anything for AKs has been a challenge for me because I am picky. I'm still using a pattern 83 Chestrig. I have not moved on to anything else because Nothing on the market really appeals to me, and I don't want to waste money, but I thought this would be a cool upgrade. And again, I do like it, but I also don't like it. So I personally cannot recommend it for the price point unless you specifically want the Smersh rig for whatever reason. Can you get a non-reproduction one for $300? I don't know. If you can get an original one for less or more. And reproduction wise, this is as accurate as I can tell from not having an original one to compare to. Looking at pictures, videos, talking to different people, this is fairly accurate. But I would probably have the same opinion if I was talking about an original Smersh rig as well, because it is the design itself and not the quality. And so quality is great, besides the few issues I've seen, which could just be my rig. Again, they've probably made hundreds of these. I'm not going to say they're all bad because I don't know. I would really think about it before you buy it, which is an obvious statement. But I wouldn't jump on it just for the hype or the coolness of it. It is a good rig, but it's not great. And I just don't, if I had to go back in time and tell myself, hey, buy this or don't buy it, I would not buy it. And again, that's not to discredit Kommando Store. I do like the stuff they make, and they've made a lot of cool things. The original design of the Smersh rig, I think, is flawed in some areas, and it could be brought or upgraded and more modernized. Maybe not modernized, but there could be some changes to update its quality of use outside of what it was originally intended, maybe, is what I'm trying to get at. If you guys want to see more stuff, please let me know. I know I haven't made a video in probably almost a year. That is my fault. But I will be trying to make more. I know I keep saying that. It is not easy. I have a very packed schedule, and it's hard to find time and a place to film videos. So please have patience with me. I am going to try and make a few other videos pertaining around different topics, and I don't want it to just be around guns and gear, but that is one of my interests. That is what I have video topics on. I would like to make videos on logistics like farming, food preservation, food storage, obtaining water, how to clean it, things like that, because I feel like that is more important than this stuff. I just don't have the resources to do that yet. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.